Good morning, Facebook. How are you this morning? I wanted to talk this morning, but first I needed just a quick sip of coffee. About spirituality and using it as a crutch or a way to be lazy. Sorry, shaking. My tripod is doing weird stuff. So I see this across like every religion, every spiritual practice, and I bet you guys have noticed this too. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, a Hindu, a Buddhist, practice Wicca, practice law of attraction, and anything and everything in between. A lot of times people want to do the spiritual practice and not do the physical practice, and it doesn't work very well. You know, and I'm not saying that the divine does not do a lot of the work and a lot of the heavy lifting for us, but there's a part that we have to do. So like, you know, you pray and then you do what needs to be done on the physical realm. You pray, you do a ritual, you do a law of attraction practice, you do your mantras, you do your meditations. Those are all what I like to call alignment processes. Hey to everybody that's out there, I am sorry, my tripod is going funky, so I am not trying to make you throw up. I wish I would sit still. Okay, there we go. So our spiritual practice is an alignment process. And you know, there are many different ways to align to the divine. And whatever you call that, you may call it God, you may call it goddess, you may call it the field, you may call it the universe. However you align with the divine is already inside of you. So yes, that is super important to do a practice where, sorry, this tripod is making me crazy. Where you align and where you get yourself centered and believing that you're going to achieve what you want in your life. And the things that we are aligning to, the things that we desire in our lives for ourselves, those are things that are like given to us, I believe, from the divine. I don't think that you desire something in most cases that you're not supposed to have. Now, maybe you might desire to be with a certain person, or you think you do, and that person's with someone else. In that case, I would say that 99.9% of the time, your true desire is just to have a relationship with a similar person, not to like take that person from the person that they're with. There are so many people out here in the world that there is surely someone else who doesn't have to be stolen from someone, right, to make it. But in most cases, there's the desire that you want, I feel, is given to you from the divine. So you definitely, you know, want to align to that desire and focus on making it true. And however way you do that, you know, if you do vision boards, if you do meditation, if you do journaling, if you do spells, if you do prayers, if you light candles, whatever you do, like that spiritual work is so important, right? Because it does align you and aligns your vibration, but you can't necessarily just stop there. And sorry, I have this really cool little, what do you call it? A tripod that has suction cups, and the suction cups are popping, and so it's doing weird things. But once you have aligned to what you want, and yeah, that's an ongoing practice. You're going to do it every day, right? You're going to pray every day, or you're going to meditate every day, or you're going to journal every day, whatever your alignment practice is. But that's not the end of changing your life and bringing what you want into your life, because once you do that, that opens you up to hear that, you know, it's like in several religions, that still small voice inside of you that's going to tell you what you need to do. And here's the secret and why a lot of people don't get what they want in their life, because that still small voice tells us to do things that we don't want to do. And, you know, but they're things that we need to do. And the reason that we don't want to do them is because we're afraid. You know, that voice tells me to come on Facebook Live and practice talking to you guys about this stuff, even though I'm really rough and raw around the edges on that, and it's very uncomfortable for me. Now, the easy thing for me to do is just to say, well, I've prayed about, like, you know, creating this business. I've visualized it. It's on my vision board. I don't have to do that. But that's not true, because once I hear that, like that inner nudge that says I need to do this in my life, guess what? If I don't do it, I'm going to be stuck. I can keep aligning and aligning, but I know there's an action back there that I'm supposed to take. And if I'm not taking it and I'm not listening to the guidance that I received from Spirit once I aligned, then Spirit can't come and meet me halfway. God, the universe, the field, whatever you call it, it can't come and meet you. You can't co-create and play together if you don't do your part. So just because you're spiritual, just because you're religious, just because you're doing all these things to connect spiritually doesn't mean that you get a pass on taking action. And if you look around, it's really simple. Like, we are in physical bodies in a physical world. Therefore, we're going to have to somewhat take physical action to make change upon the world. I think that's kind of what the whole point of life is. My personal opinion is, you know, God is a form of energy, and that energy wants to expand, wants to grow, and that's why we are here. We're an expression of God. Whatever word you use, like if God's uncomfortable, the universe, the field, the energy that we all come from, we're an expression of that. And that's why we're in a physical body, so that we can expand and grow and experience, because through our physical expression, then the universe gets to experience more. And the universe just wants to expand and grow and see everything and be part of everything. So if you're afraid to take that next step, like if I'm afraid to get on a Facebook Live, then I'm limiting God's expression through me and, you know, the universe's growth. And I think that's like, what would the word be? I think it's epidemic. Yeah, it's an epidemic in the world right now that people are not taking these steps. And in all honesty, I believe it's like this core negative belief that we get stuck with, that we're not good enough. I've learned from some coaches that I'm working with right now about focusing on that belief, because I always thought it would go away as I did this work. And I found out that, you know, like when you do spiritual work, you peel off one layer and then there's another layer. And so sometimes you get to rest and you have a plateau, but you're always doing the spiritual work and you're always doing the action work, because there's always going to be a new scary action for you to take. Just for example, for me, like when I started Daily Alchemy, just writing a blog post and pushing publish made me want to throw up, like just throw up. And now that's really easy. But then after doing that, doing a podcast made me want to throw up. And then doing a video and posting it made me want to throw up. Now live videos kind of make me want to throw up. But you have to take those actions that you're inspired to take. Otherwise, you stay stuck. You keep trying to align to what you want to create. But if you don't take the action, and you know, the funny thing, it doesn't always have to be hard action, but it's just once you align, you tune in, you listen, and then you take the action that you're inspired to take. And what stops a lot of us is just that we're afraid to take that action. And it's not even that hard of an action usually once you take it. I mean, how hard is it for me to go out here and push this button and talk to you? It's not. It's really not. I mean, yes, emotionally sometimes it's hard, but most of the time once you do it, then you expand and everything that you want to do next gets easier. And so all that being said, to say, yes, do your spiritual practice. Definitely do your spiritual practice. And then, that's your alignment process. Getting into belief about what you want to create and what you want to have next in your life is super important. And then your next step is to take whatever action you're inspired to take. Even if that action, and especially if that action is scary as hell, right? Because a lot of times all the good stuff is on the other side of that scary as hell action. And that's where the divine is. That's where you get to co-create. You don't get to co-create sitting on your couch watching Netflix. You get to co-create when you write the book, or you fill out the job application, or you go ask that guy out, or whatever is that next that next little thing that you're inspired to do. Once you've aligned and done your spiritual practice, don't stop there. Don't be lazy, right? And I know it's not actually usually ever laziness, it's fear. But the thing that will bust you through that fear is taking action. It works every time. Even though sometimes you throw up. I don't know how to make that any more pleasant, but spiritual growth and creating the life that you want does require you to do some scary things. And next time I'm going to fix my tripod, because I'm really sorry that you guys have been shaking. But I am going to go off today now and finish my coffee and go send out some scary emails. So if you're watching this on the replay, or you're watching this now, I'm not really seeing comments, and it's probably because I'm doing it on my phone. I usually do it on my computer. But let me know what scary thing you're going to do today. Now, don't just pick something to do that sounds scary. Align first, then get that inspiration, and then what is the thing that you should do but you're scared to do, and let me know that you're going to do it today. All right, have a wonderful day. Big hugs.